Joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, head coach of the ECU softball Pirates, Shane Winkler. Welcome back in, Shane. Wanted to highlight your winning team and another series win over the weekend. How's everything going?
No, it's going great. We got in late last night, but really a successful weekend. A great first two weekends of conference play. We played two of the better teams in the league so far to start off. So, just really proud of our girls. They're playing team softball. Really selfless play, getting great pitching, but got us off to a really good start.
How about the trend, coach, of losing game one in a not so pretty fashion, then coming back and winning the next two? I know that's probably not how you draw it up, but that's been the case the first two weekends. But awesome facing adversity after one game and coming back and winning the series.
Yeah, not ideal. Really similar both Friday nights. Last week against Wichita, and then this past week against Florida Atlantic. Really tight games until you get late. So you look at the scoreboard and think that we got beat up a little bit, but each of those games, Wichita State, we got a 1-run lead heading into the sixth. FAU, it's a 2-run game in the sixth innings, and then we make a pitching change, and it blew up on us a little bit in each game. So the tough thing is when you're on a Friday night and you put a pitcher in, it starts getting away from you. Unfortunately, you got to let them wear it a little bit when we only got 4 on staff because you got 2 games coming up the rest of the weekend. And this past weekend, we had a doubleheader coming the next morning early. So Abby Hune had to wear it a little bit on Friday night. But just the way the team bounced back. And we told them like 7 days ago we were in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
Tight game that could have gone either way. And we did a great job responding a week ago, and we did the same thing this past weekend. So really proud of the girls.
About getting through kind of spring break. East Carolina baseball had 2 midweek games during spring break. You guys had the week off. So is that a challenge to keep everybody focused during spring break? It looks like everybody handled it pretty well, I guess.
The nice thing is they have a little more time to focus on softball. So we gave them a little bit where they can get away. I know girls got to the beach for an afternoon, which was nice, but we also beat them up a little bit. Our strength coach got after them. They did some pretty hard conditioning. They got after it in the weight room. Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, they were sore. Some soreness that they haven't had in a while. We told our new strength coach we want him to treat it like the fall. Like we want to continue over the last 7-8 weeks of the season to continue and grow and not just try to maintain what we're doing. So we beat them up and they responded extremely well.
In the past, you've told us you're a bit of a numbers nerd when it comes to things. So, how much are you 19-10 right now? Are you looking at RPI? That's usually something we look at on the outside, but it sounds like you at least keep abreast of the knowledge, right?
Yeah, as a fan, I'm looking at it all the time. Like I said, going into the weekend, just as a geek about it, I look and like a Massey ratings and see, well, we got a 16% chance to win. Well, we'll see. But I'm always looking at those things. I'll refresh time and time again to see what the daily RPI ratings are, and really just more of a fan of things. It doesn't change the way we coach or we approach, but it is a goal for our team to put ourselves in a position to be in that conversation, and we're pretty close now. When you look at RPI numbers, get a couple games to swing our way earlier in the year, and we're in that top 45 conversation. And RPI, if you're top 45, you've got a good shot. So we've gotten midway through the season now. We're within striking distance. So we've got a long way to go for conference play, though.
A lot of games, and back home briefly for Elon, and then back on the road, right, to take on Memphis. So how about how this week sets up for you?
Yeah, for us, we keep talking with our girls that every game's the biggest game of the year. Going back to RPI, like I said, we let a couple slip away in February that would probably change our RPI 8 or 10 spots. So we've got to look at every game, not just from an RPI standpoint or a resume standpoint, but it's a make or break game because we don't want to be in a position in May to where you look back and be like, oh, that game got us or that game got us. So we treat every game with as it's the biggest one of the season, and and Elon getting nice to be back home, get our home crowd. I know baseball across the parking lot has Elon as well, so it's an opportunity for both our programs to get an in-state win, and then going back on the road. Every conference series is tough, so we'll be back at it, getting flying out to Memphis on Thursday, and for a big one all weekend long.
We got to know Sarah Stone this offseason, coming in the studio a couple of times. How is she doing with her health right now?
Yeah, she had surgery, so we're putting in a waiver to get her another year.
Yeah.
I say 7th, but it'll be a seventh year. We feel pretty optimistic that she'll get that, and I mean that's helps us out when you look at from a recruiting standpoint and what a roster could look like a year from now, because that's one of the best offensive players in the conference. So we'll have a good chunk of our roster coming back and some good ones coming in. Obviously, we always hit the portal, but she's starting to recover well. Obviously, wishing she could be out there.
Yeah.
She's wishing, and we wish we had that bat as well. But one that, in one way or another, we wanted to find another way to keep her around the program. Didn't want to have to do it by injury, but it's going to be nice to have her just around the program for another year.
And how about health-wise? Other than that, how are you doing right now at this point in the season?
I mean, really good, especially going halfway through a year with as many games as we play. We're doing really, really well from a health standpoint. Just again playing good team softball, but from a health standpoint, we've been pretty good.
I believe you had the pitcher of the week last week. So give us some individuals that's been leading the charge this year.
Yeah, Sydney Rainford, freshman, had a great week last week with 2 wins against Wichita. Julia Pastelakos was outstanding this weekend. Had a complete game win. Game 1 came in, got to save the last couple batters in game 2 on Saturday in a doubleheader. So she did a great job. Sydney Rainford did well when she threw on Friday night. And then Taylor Apple, we gave FAU a different look and not coming back to Rainford for game 3. Taylor Apple came out outstanding during her 6 innings of a start on Saturday afternoon. So we got 3 great starts from our starting pitching, and that's huge because not many teams in the conference kind of have a 3-headed monster, and they've bought into that. And I keep talking about a selfless team and playing team ball, but our pitching is really symbolizing that, the way that they support each other, and it doesn't matter who's starting, they're all ready to go, and they're each other's biggest fans.
Seems like in other sports of baseball, you kind of get through that midseason grind or whatever. You talked about, I think last time you were with us, that getting through the first part of the season was the most difficult just due to the sheer number of games you play. So once you get past that, it's not like you can take a breath because you still have a ton of games. But does it ease up a little bit just schedule-wise when you get through the non-conference part of it?
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, the sheer amount of games and what that does to your pitching staff when you're playing 5 games in a weekend is difficult. Now, every game's important, but now the importance of conference play, and so it doesn't let up in that way. But getting less games, but now having to travel more. So obviously, when we played our home tournaments, we get 3 straight weekends at home, getting to sleep in our own beds, and now 2 straight weekends that we're on flights on the road. Obviously, getting in late Sunday nights is difficult. So from a rest standpoint, it doesn't let up. But from a preparation standpoint, getting ready for 1 team in a weekend instead of 3 is nice.
What do you do after a long trip, a late night back home, and then a game tomorrow? What's this Monday like for you?
Yeah, they're off today, which they deserve. I mean, we technically had an off day yesterday since we played a doubleheader Saturday. But when you're traveling, you're not getting a lot of rest in. So they're getting an opportunity to rest. We'll get some light work in before the game tomorrow, and then get after it. But I mean, the girls have all the reps they need, and so they're being prepared in that standpoint. We'll get an opportunity to watch a little film on Elon before we play, and roll right into it.
As a sports fan, Shane, you got a lot going on as head coach of the softball Pirates, but you following hoops, you following World Baseball Classic, anything else out there?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the nice things about finishing up early on Saturday and then getting yesterday off from a rain day is I got to watch the ACC championship. I'm a Duke fan, so getting to watch them win. Sitting on the flight watching the World Baseball Classic last night was nice. So yeah, I'm tuned into everything.
Dukies look good. You think they can win it all this year?
They've got the ability to. I always worry when you get into tournament play, having to rely on young players and freshmen a ton. And obviously, all the weight goes on the shoulders of an 18-year-old there, but they've got as much talent as anybody. So
should be fun. I guess you're going to have Duke on the final line. I'm going to go with Arizona, maybe for the first time ever, and they have been known to blow it in this tournament, but they look really good this year. But man, March Madness is very exciting. You'll be playing a lot of softball while these games are going on, so you can catch the highlights afterwards, I guess.
Yeah, the Thursdays through Sundays are pretty busy, especially when we're traveling.
No doubt. Well, Shane, good luck. Got a home game coming up Tuesday. What time do they all get going against Elon?
Yeah, we'll be going at 5, and that's always a close in-state battle. So we're excited about that. So I know, like I said, we got baseball going on across the parking lot. But if you're not over at the baseball game, we'd love to see our fans out at the Max and keep making that a great home field environment.
Playing great, 19-10, 4-2 in league play, 2 winning series for the Pirates. So we'll keep that rolling. Shane, thanks for joining us today, man.
Absolutely, anytime. Appreciate it.